right, it's another day. Charlie, I know how they do am. Here be Perfect Trend Media Podcast. I go by the name 21 Cities. Charlie, as the workout they can start. Like I told you guys, we got you covered. I said, baby, uncle baby, I here and I walk up. Yeah, the hosty. Yeah, person che US, Mexico, and Canada say. So I'm gonna FIFA do more tuma. A band say, young broadcasting will be a Perfect Trend Media, yeah, hosty. Now today, I get surprised for you guys. Me nyam maestro bi wa ha and no ba no football analysis na just a young real room na young pense ma. Like analysis mu Messi, oye Zero, oye Zidane, oye Maradona. I say I can't na oye package Charlie. Ain't you know. See man. I just beat.
Yeah. Thank you.
How you doing?
God's grace, we did.
Sure, you share ya check.
Easy.
Worldcup ne ever started. I'll say I share 4 names. Obia o baby no. It trouble much much as it. Sisi also no nye agro nkwa. As a business so like I na boys per se. Omo fa omo didi kakra what I say. Internet just say be here say go do some analysis be them break down so that obia better ne ho ase. Mesa mo akwa ba bi.
Major senior.
Senior man, obebo odi na eja. Akeja tu.
Okay, me din there I think say Edin Aludo na dini me ya type of viaji.
Oh, okay.
Of Asunje FM.
Oh, wow.
And one Edin Aludo na dini.
Sure. And they were perfect trend.
Of course, and they are perfect trend.
Yeah, man. World Cup they starting I'm watching.
Yeah.
And then they will table so now just say emphasis kind to them papa and you know what.
Okay. Yeah, not your chef on your tea phone so as I think say perfect trends actually say when it comes to World Cup in the Senegal kind of they are on top and they are ready to give everything bit by bit and then in bulk as usual. So with this World Cup, a full package on its own. Senegal didn't kind of mind, and before the World Cup keep starts, it was said we will be a football loving fan. We will taste the feel of the World Cup, and I think there are certain things I was here recapping on even the previous one, really saying if you could feed they see previously. Okay, said an African team, which is Morocco. The surprise or the come in a World Cup and so on. But unfortunately, they met the finalists, which is France. Argentina. Messi no conjure that magic, and that was me per se as an analyst ever since I said me follow World Cup. That was the game I enjoyed the most in my World Cup experience. France against Argentina. Yeah, Charlie. Oh, a game even and next year, you cram warrior, you still enjoy
the emotion,
the intensity, everything, and so on. So one particular final, I enjoy a lot. And as I and Munyam Sheke said the line on Messi because now he has been criticized all over. Say or caught in the club side that was then Barcelona or Yebibia or Bia or football as a footballer or ball club side. But my Argentina. Now the only thing I'm criticizing Messi on is Adena Maradona and one and so for Argentina to win that World Cup, it has meant a lot for and yet only the players in but Messi. And he will say after World Cup no cry or whole or fools. Edema players in our side out to party mom.
Yeah, the picture I will post here on Instagram and the top.
Yes.
Of course. That egg
and then and people don't talk of Messi anymore. And then what do you expect him to do again? I had to say, well, school are not degrees, school when that is the only difference now between Messi and Ronaldo. A Messi fan, be a Ronaldo fan, sometimes you have to just
bring your trophy for sure.
So, I think one World Cup, 2022 World Cup, I enjoy a lot. And we are coming to the biggest one, of course. We woke up, we start here and making a lot of history and so on. And going for where the number of days expanded since 1958, I expanded, this time I started expanding 48 teams. And it tells you how big it is going to be. 16 cities across the world, and that is in Canada, Mexico, and the US. This is the first time Ayanya World Cup, three different countries, host and so on. So he started here, FIFA estimate say fans on very ball no on television, and no more member stadium who do have matches, no ebe supersede the previous ones in here. Abra started here because they are looking at the stars on mobile. And you know, say we have more than 1,000 players ever into this World Cup, and out of them, about 800 and something. This is their first time tasting World Cup. Yes, we have a lot of history near there. The youngest player over around 17 years. Then the oldest one also by is around 43 years. And you look at 1743, it tells you how big it's going to be. Yes, so World Cup we know a lot of things and involved. Yeah, say you we will enjoy it the most. So preview before and during and then after, no, so no, they should watch ourselves perfect trend. Yeah, the banner on my enjoy and so now course and also the more no more be coffee case you so because this I said how can boys, you know, most of us follow football not because we are footballers and I say but what they get out of it. So yeah, didn't know.
Sure. Send me catch or a senior man. Oh, send I would one my breakdown analysis. Won't be or the free about basic one my recap of previous one body tougher. And now senior man,
yeah,
see and won't. Also, a chef football mostly I said emotions also,
of course,
in terms of officiating.
Yeah.
A young and probably complaining now if you are yes, now where I say. Menyanintia said this World Cup there are some changes in terms of rules. Maybe I don't know some. My assumption
yes,
there will be the Brubers.
Yeah, of course. I would say football. You hear football with passion. Aside they say yeah, coming the other way around. Say boys are yeah by DG and no crown no say on supported team no crown or Chanichia. That day no day. We are there that team no yeah there. Any little mistake be a referee be no. You see it. And even players most of times after games you won't say players complaining referees any other. So FIFA thought it wise say Obama referees now call country by country. Now what educated players, you know. When Ghana had ours, I think said 2 days ago. And the referee Abba Ghana players, you know, some of the new laws are Abba, original park, you understand. One of them, the most important one, they say FIFA percent football no a flu.
Okay.
Yes, Oria and Ranina is basically in two folds. In terms of say game no end delay and a val no changes be a account for the review. These are the basic one. But if we are going into details, it almost say first no be football so be true maybe I did true man no waste time. But me time ball no be no say now we no a job on out no be fraba and then yes FIFA say ball no extra now we nya time ball no say na ball boys no to ball no ma na so my 5 seconds to throw the ball until we say referee na man and say no kind 1 2 3 4 a drew 5 no now one to ball na yeah G through ni the tia na opponent no ababeto.
Okay, so you bet opponent ni bet
yes from you. So you are not ready to throw and to give it to them to throw it for you.
Wow.
That is one. Aside and goal kick. Say we a goalkeeper now the ball no ebe to arc no and a line also any position be out the better allowed no. When you place the ball no per 5 seconds to kick the ball. And they say also you kind 5 seconds no one boy it will become a corner kick against you. Until we say ball a goal kick all of the sudden now referee see and go corner with the TV nature na be a go for no. That is the new law.
And I mean yeah dream you because investors they say any chere corner of course.
Yes.
Corners be be obi bet ni kwa to ara che just say na iska o
ho. Sanity. And now we a goalkeeper now chip ball. If you say air ball watch what about the from you have 8 seconds to kick the ball. And I say you have to release the ball. Which ball not to form there, no problem. And there will be a metakiwa was a mujina bet. Say ball no krawa. You have 8 seconds. On the goalkeeper to meet ball. Munkum. No aqua aqua unkum no asaba is ya na kind 8 seconds. No one by edge corner. Edit here. Now opponent now ball.
Yes. Come on, don't you think say this one
say
the beauty of the game? Also I say more rules. Also, the more na say the flexibility and I said a mounting pressure, a create tension. But they make another
of course.
Do waste of time. Yeah, subscribe it.
Of course.
The only time waste of time, any way say me team in the delay. I say call the other way around and not but aside that, no, me feel say this rules need be so. I say tension, be the pressure that will be so. I say Emma giving flow.
Yeah, I think say how can the opposite way. That's direct opposite. Any move never boama game no have flow. Is it sometimes you are watching a game near very exciting, entertaining, very hot. Now a drew baby now all of the sudden now time wasting. It mean drew baby crane about na opponent no ball boys no craft to ball now to actually.
Sure.
Now ball are trash and a per se to na ball. So I think this will rather facilitate so that we enjoy the beauty of the game. So you have 5 seconds, ball be a call out of play, you have 5 seconds to bring the ball back to field to play, so that the game will continue to flow. And say, I was watching Arsenal, the recent game Arsenal one boy, and Champions League, that was in the Premier League, and clearly you could see say Arsenal players who say baby Bruno, they don't have any option than to defend on how they were. Coach Baukajem said the best way to delay time is to possess the ball. Mumbo on bar, mumbo fine, and the already born no minutes in baby. But and then especially when it comes to Africa, for instance, that is where Oko Stadium be na your bobo na home team no ADD. No person wasted time how better. Yes, of course. So I think that these are rules in moment Buama ball no afro and so on. But I don't know if we can move on with some of them and so on. And we have the substitution law and so on. And also when we say first you play a free man, I feel no bet chia. No now how obi or nam umpi na piano pie and then you have 10 seconds.
Okay.
Say yama board no so say ye number 10 number 15 and a bar. Oh number 10 original park no, so you have 10 minutes to exit the park. Inti baby out a bank line no for hopi.
Oh okay.
Say 10 minutes 10 seconds no air lapse here. Player you better move from opponent no but no be 1 minute and waba.
Oh, okay, that's
then we restart
the
game.
Baby say na me delay time and I may waste time in terms of
you can be shown a yellow card.
Okay.
You know player na ojina also offer mu no you be man ejina na starting ball no. Na fourth official na hwe after 1 minute and send our man okwan man aba back.
Oh, then I think hash.
Yeah.
But say wow betina say na be waste 10 seconds now for still a minute. Let's say 3 changes.
Yes.
Now for still 30 seconds.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we no exceptions exceptions in here say be a player be one serious injury. Substitution injury so can delay answer no and so can say we a player maybe a one injury na your friend medical team no mba park no so e be hwe wa ye wi obekwa kugina nchen 1 minute answer no webem.
Okay.
Nti say e be a me player Ghana Brazil ya na ebo me a player for Brazil na ma pra I'm a medical team now about treating me. Ye we are need me PI. I was me training starting ball no 1 minute and son of my bum. I don't know what exception is say be a serious injury. Obi na a prime and answer me no be tin a boom. Any other and no sound there. O kwa na bisa on na fourth official and we now we okay. If it is within the 1 minute or less or more, they will allow you to come in. And so baby yeah bobo no ko say player be yes say what from referee na ya ball nebo. Yeah, Baba, you have 1 minute to stay at the bench before you come, and so on. But goalkeepers, what's our sorry now? What to us?
We are kind of maybe I'm more problem pie. Also, sometimes any player na or delay if you are do our injury, a minor injury.
Yeah.
But some medical team no, if you have Nancy or Modebe Bano, and also more funny pan to stretch and so they will move especially as a team need. Yeah. So almost no rules be like. And I say players in Kwana Sahim.
Yeah, so
what of the medical
team who delay you are affecting your player.
Okay, so it still affect the team.
Yes, if they realize say you are intentionally doing that. Say Obi referee number how. Yeah, what times I think 30 seconds. and yet serious injury after 30 seconds, that player made me an anti-quarter. You take him out of the pitch to continue the treatment.
Okay.
And if you are ready for Naka, just a month fan, you that's what to work. Monfan, you drew on a man so Bemwa. That is why the fourth official will tell him that wait until 1 minute before you camp him. Nti ebe affecti wu team na nkasa nso wo no nti eno no ya de ba kwa I was say omhwe se na be ya won konkoye those mistakes and then problem emba and a val no I say first na val no call duty say obehwe penalty incident offside and a red card decision and the corner kick review aba I don't say your boy be a challenge. You mean when a born me boy me clear be a council and corner. On the corner a set piece a bit me a result in goal.
Sure.
And you see I no say corner be back na rene be a send a corner and see for by the yes sure say a card the defender on last and attacking player on last Val a be review we say a clear corner kick and answer nye clear and sunny amount of say corner no.
Oh.
And so on. And aside no. Your second yellow card. If you have my yellow card, yes, I have my second yellow card. I was saying, we say yellow card, na the baby mamma a fair and a simple example here, Kamavinga. No, 2 yellow cards now on your DTR by Munchina. Yes, Sanka Val a review yellow card and Cavan Bemo will say 1 foul player. No, okay, or the second tier on deserve the second booking. Okay, and sometimes a foul. But it has not gotten to the level like the man yellow card. Once the players to me dive, if you be ordinary or in a crash, and yeah, you be able to say player net team a rule from referee to me, and we say no see the what you know about yellow card. But VAR and review yellow card, and then on VAR bit me review me and we say yellow card no no. If it is second yellow card especially, I was a VAR no a review. And say be a wrong yellow card. On say be and Tokwabia Bana 2 players ako with the same tackle. If you are referee, they're not going to say, one away. Example, Real Madrid and that was Sergio Ramos PP. All meaning in our taka, I think Messi also. You need yellow card now, Ramos and why red card. Nay, PP moving try. Okay. So in incidents like this, no VAR no ebema VAR na konya say player no protest say nyo no VAR no be review we say indeed enyo no na try na mum opponent na say different player and try na say ebia ntokwa bi asi ebia obi na push player no but ebia na many player na yi ho nti VAR no be timi awia we say nyamia na we and e ball no eda so wo field na say referee decision bi. He said he see Senegal and Morocco no. Na player no wa walk out of the touchline. Say who protest here. Unya free park and pay a red card now about na bench.
Let us say you have the right to
protest, but you should be in a park. Okay. Who free park and so I just say where you want free game no. See a red card.
Let us say no. Let's what team now short no.
Of course, we have 4 players na ma walk out amunyi na amoko nti dia kana na bebo. And na FIFA or mra your number of players, you drew 7, you are allowed to play. But if you are less than 7, they say you better call it off game. No, in Tiabasa, I'm finding Senegal there. I can the players in the donor pioneer. Be moving in a red card. Sadio Mane in Kwana and our park and so. On team 11 playing, automatically you have lost the game.
So I think that's the reason why I
yes.
Okay. Also, none of people brilliant. Sometimes no, not perfect trends media buy. And to say, the maestro, the senior man, the chef, Nagasa, all my will break down. Ain't no send me kind, Obia in tuning in to perfect trend media. All the games need they bring your mom back to back, big piano, ever better na analysis. Okay, senior man, a rules need a dos,
at
least Bebwama Obia or TV, you say, oh, who be on Tiasia or should be okay. So on Tiasia, say, okay. They are binding their emotion, how the temper rising, a bit cool down. That's a pie or nah. This World Cup, as I say, one of the greatest. So, Cassa who share favorite heading,
of course.
Because with me near Shimon, as I say, me, I mean, what personally, me want me favorite. Okay. Cassa, oh, yeah, fair. Technically, teams be very potential.
Of course.
Teams they have potential winners. And maybe so not being biased now where would maybe the technician. my top 4 teams are GD say they will perform, and I say be a team be yeah underrating, and we are sure say they pull a big surprise.
Okay. So I think that it's any okay and World Cup we matches in the doors. I was the first now we free group stages. I will call round of 16. Now I call a quarter final, final, and a round of 16 now. That is quarter final. No, I could semi final. This we are going to play round of 32.
Okay.
Before you go to round of 16. Wow. Round of 8, that is the quarterfinals. Round of 4, that is the semi-final. And then round of 2, that is the finals.
Okay.
In as much as all group stages, we are. All that's what matches there 4. Wait me up and sana. Wait me up win a trophy. So clearly, football something that you can see it on paper. But when the game kickstart, a lot of things are involved and so on. And the same outcome for we choosing to be so a favorite doesn't mean it's on a better winning. But I think that clearly looking at the squad depth, one thing about tournament and our competition is that you need to get a better squad depth. You can't squad depth now. Or fix it with 11 players on the field of player.
Okay.
They play a vital role in terms of competition.
Yes. Case of emergency.
What I say. And me teams be an answer mind be. Don't forget, say in the World Cup history, or might be edgy World Cup, the subsequent year or qua and time year man. And none of France, a breaky that gene that on say OJ the 2018, the another 2022, also by our final. Basically, or mind about what Brook has said, cry said knock first knockout near in every.
Okay.
And France, Abi Breki Dajin means Argentina can also do something. Okay. And yes, Ananka trained out previous season. And Argentina now, why the previous one no banner. It has to be from group stages. Okay. And now you run knockout now, you be in every.
Okay.
But France are breaking the Argentina. I can't go back to that record not to use that. Now, you look at France, the squad or more. From goalkeepers to the defense, the midfield, and their attack, especially France attack. Sure. They have Kylian Mbappe, they have Desiree Doué, Michael Olise, Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, sure. And other ones. How make me lead the attack? You go to the midfield, Rabiot no more, Chouameni no more. Even Kamavinga and Mokra. Yes. You go to the defense, you have the Kunatis and the rest. Yeah. Hernandez and Munia yes. Of course. France squad no. Almost fix 11 crown almost this another 11, but they can compete in the World Cup. Sure. And when you are talking about yes. Of course. Yes. Okay. So you can't predict this World Cup without bringing in France. And France are consistent in recent years of the World Cup. 2018 or the year 2022 was a blue final. Sure. Then 2026 and so on. So clearly, Untimi underrated. And of course, the defending champions more. And of course, my catch was say that gene that one has been broken. And the Argentina squad no and said that a needs to be brave in terms of names. But one thing about Argentina team, they say when they are playing as a team, they are different things altogether. And they believe say in recent World Cups, they are going to play for Lionel Messi. Mentality. If you interview any Argentina player, be a Okasa 1, 2, 3 World Cup, no Bebo Messi. And to play an original pack, and also no Kuma no Mayesa Kuma an individual. Okay. So Argentina with that fighting spirit, and I think say almost a favorite, And then Portugal. Yes. Yes, of course. Okay. Say your cat teams are more squad depth. We France, England, then Portugal. Okay. Because Portugal, one of the best midfielders, our Vitinha, and Neves. Oko Paris Saint-Germain, Vitinha, Neves, and Fabian Ruiz, and Ebo. But Bruno Fernandes. Okay. In terms of say, I can't say the ability in terms of midfield control. Bruno ahead of Fabian Ruiz. And he said, "Oh, Bruno no Obabe Vitinha ne Neves one." Clearly, waiting I can say, "Me who country be okra midfielders? Ibia Spain Diana waiting the to Pedri, Ebia Rodri, and now be any other player on the never count. Then they will compete them." And I think say, Portugal team also squad depth. We squad the crew they have, and this time I'm also seeing Portugal say they are also coming in, say, as a minor, they will fight for the country and also fight for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay.
And I think that, yes, exactly. So Portugal also, then of course Spain, Senegal, American. Is it the last time I raised Spain players, you know, and you can make team A, team B, team C, team D. For Spain, still, Ubetinya a strong squad. In the Spain is your mind, and over tablets in put Spain number 1. The American and yes, I already say 1, 2. I'm just giving the play teams Amasa Miami Fison Bay. Yes, Spain and so yeah, one of the forces or meet me having. Then of course it's coming home for no in England. We can't underrate them. I think it's a lot of pressure here on Thomas Tuchel because of players be a leave on behind. One former yes, also prove a point. And England, we were even in the Euros, they went to the finals. It tells you say England team no air war packed. We are almost own team now. They have quality in the midfield and attack. Defense and I mean Shadan Jomundi. But even if you have a weaker defense and a war attacker, almost Emma or down not now, I think say almost 2 now, you still won the game. So England also count. Brazil. Personally, I don't trust the Brazil team, but you see, when it is about the World Cup, it is about Champions League, you know, you can't underrate them. Common imagine or do finals, you imagine finals 7, semi-finals 11. Until when we are going to the World Cup, especially when they have an experienced coach of Carlo Ancelotti, when it comes to football, we're down no matter that football has some more than any other entity. When you think say he doesn't have the quality, you know, on strategy or the face you in every game or bounty, Brazil also be able to meet the account so.
Oh, okay. Now you usually say, say 4 years last 4 years. We are sure say analyst any tough but no one. Me sure so be or include Morocco.
Yeah, of course.
It was a surprise. Yeah, say teams never team Bay and I will share.
Surprise
or meet me a surprise and not to be the top 4 crowd or meet me a penetrated to the quarterfinals and the semis area. Top 2 teams.
Yes. 2 bear me, but maybe after my analysis, maybe I'll be forced to choose 2.
Okay.
I'm taking Norway of Ellen Holland team now by Martin Odegaard now. And then my only DR Congo, a very solid team.
Sure.
Consistency.
DR Congo.
That DR Congo team no. So much me you're mona kwasa almost me trial group now. Look, because the team is solid.
They didn't qualify.
Of course. Team no. I hate to say here, like we players now, quality no was so, but names in the form. And no more bomb for some time now. Players in the ones where they are playing themselves in their various clubs. I think so they will do well in this particular World Cup. No way me kind. And then I'm seeing Colombia.
Okay.
So I'm beat me there. Morocco is also not an exception. Senegal also one. But if you want to push me into choosing ABR 2, me find no way na DR Congo. You should watch out for these 2.
Now coming, my TP on some best surprising. The African champions here, we working Senegal and DR Congo. These are the 2 teams that I mean say, I'm shocking.
So why we are Colombia and Norway team now, and even Turkey. Yes, I think say on ball Bonaco say they have improved within the shortest period of time. On the tournament, it's any American. You see the team and you feel like we know they will do well. Whenever you mark go in mass, I say, and then one thing that you can't predict about football and so on. So let's wait and see. But at the any outcome, Morocco, no me who almost say the reason why I didn't involve Morocco here, almost start of play and they change in the coach. I say, I lifting Morocco team no akọ him can say coach and no, but then you audio. Why I say, inti coach for us na maybe our coach now or prefer Mazraoui and Hakimi, so Obebo a typically right wing back. No, another coach will play him as a stagnant right back. So he might not get the results and now previous coach and didn't Bono and that's why I didn't involve them. But I think say in terms of consistency, almost some team are solid in.
make an affair say will be supporting the country.
Yeah.
Ghana, you didn't call up or Bokra, Ghana for
Oh,
we are
course,
expecting.
yes.
You put the only say Ghana crowd.
Also on supporting ground start, the passion will come.
Have yet to be seen. Ya kasa ya mfa ye man na nka. How do you see Ghana? Because call up a whole lot of issues. I said call up no mo ye ni 7 coup d'etat say yada.
Yeah.
Omunim de omu ye nti omu twen ma ye die. Ye o really in squad.
Yeah.
Broad daylight no omu twen. Omu ma ye sleeping tablets ye die. And omu release squad say yada. Papa omu be twen ma yada. But anyway, talent there you can't underrate anyone.
Of course.
You share Black Star from your squad, no, your preparation time, and your coach, and then the transition. How do you see Black Star team?
Very well. This is as Ghanaians, we can't dispute the fact that we will not support blasters, whether good or bad. We be cry kata cry co-worker. No man for AD in Chenene, Mume do when himself on Concord work up. So how more Ghana? Yeah, could be there. I could do the quarterfinals, and yet Suarez Adaroma, we would have been the first country in Africa if we drew the semi-finals of the World Cup. But at least when you are talking about Africa in terms of World Cup competition, with me Ghana film. The reason why Ghana is not involved in this conversation, even the recent FIFA ranking. And yet now we are now switch ya ko inim kakra. And Gawe amai omko World Cup ni any trato.
Oh, okay.
In terms of FIFA ranking. You look at it. Yes, even in the previous AFCON, we couldn't even qualify.
Sure.
Right, so yes, you have film group stages, and the previous two, no, you film over recently, you quite cheese out to the extent that the recent one of qualify, yes. What I say, when a country decline to this level, won't mean final council or competition. But you see, it is anyhow can one thing I'm all these things invoke some of the decisions taken by the GFA, which is led by Keto Kriko. I think say decisions in the one man. For instance, appointing Carlos Cruz as our coach, in terms of experience, need exposure. Obeka said this is the best coach at Ghana in terms of pedigree, any level. Say coach be a waba coach blasters at none level, no. And then ya waba be you, Eddie Amagana, but say all bano, ya CV. Now you crown or the banner. This is the best and the highest Ayanya, and so on. But look at the timeline. Yebefa coach, he has played only one match for Ghana. So what are you expecting? Yeah, both training na yedikwa kobo World
Baby.
You see, me debiana me kase me koye Ghana Blasters under Carlos Cruz and yes me ko expect say Ghana kwa kwoshe. But what is his idea?
Sure.
And you know the bar on table. Players understanding how fast they will understand it. Then the bigger picture, and I say because he has only 4 months under the contract. Until he will walk up now after 1 month the contract is back. He can decide say he will not continue based on what will transpire in the World Cup. A banner there's also a coach.
It's a World Cup, debate decide the fate.
Yes. Personally, it will be between or not. And secondly, Ghana, as a mindset, no modern born besu and see a man and so on to us to be. A banner, we have to sit with him, plan, and then agree on another term. Say 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years contract.
Okay.
Inti ama say oko you coach ni be brea na ebia we are a mistake. And on the game, typically me as an analyst, I've saw a lot of changes. Me won't say coach in the buy no asasa. Ghana here press it. Ghana here won't say intensity high. Now here about progressing football. Here about a high attacking football. That style of play. Here about a system like more or less like a 3-back.
Sure. Say
on paper a 4 flat, but starting game now Ghana here possessive ball now a 3-back. I don't remember the last time Maunga and yes I see one. You can see say a twaso. One say again. Yes, I'm coach or yes substitution RZ a constant result. You will see a call first half, but any changes away in no about the results. When was the last time? Again, Miss coach anytime be a camera better to be a no coach. Giving instructions to players and in the recently a coach said, "You know, the back where the bomb was born there, or you could see up your note in our own Mahon Casa." Otuado or original, but this a coach I won't say at least what you say or YBP. Why I said early this year, one match. And to me, fair no and judge. So I think that the same how can Ghana, no matter what the squad are at, we are Ghana, and that spirit Ghana no elho. So we recent videos I we how Carlos Cross have intended to bring unity. On say a court tournament at the back on so let down. We don't see a captain here, we see on penny. Yes, the deal on account.
Black stamp.
Yes,
Beat me the captain and man.
yeah,
Every bench the back.
of
Not
course,
captain,
of course.
Yeah.
Nema actually this unity in the
Sure.
Blasters, but in recent times, videos never in your places. No say a big ball tennis, a bit to spy, a bit bolu to yeti, a imona yeto nyomna players, no sa say dance challenge, including coach, pep talks, some jargon was being at the idea you see when you are going to a tournament and you see these signals, it tells you that there is unity. And another thing, carry or mind be unity and yet only born now when there is unity you can progress in terms of competition.
Okay. Wow. Some me catch them. One share analysis ni breakdown or na. And him na wo do like channel when I wo hwe. Just aha. Also nya ni baby or a senior man or a legend a ban football analysis top down analysis or the bema back to back. Na senior man your time ni ya fa we and wrap it up.
All right.
Ya kan but yen kan talent, young talent bay. And media obia okay me side there Lami Yama.
Of course.
I said obia expecting but
Yeah.
aside Lami Yama na obia ni
Yeah.
mami three talent we should expect in terms of abia all aspects football young talent World Cup will be to be produced am I.
Okay, so say Rebecca issues we straight away we go to Europe and then we deal with that. So I think say you can't write off Michael Olise in terms of the recent performance for Bayern Munich, being a top target and a club refuses there, not even 200 million euros can buy him. You know what I say? It tells you the kind of personality Lami Yama, of course. On also and Vicha Koreskilia anya the not to go to the World Cup into me and count. But we have Desiree Dre and so on. You never said more, especially those PSG guys and so on. Pedri and so one talenter. On also Yevin and him so baby and a whole lot. And that 17-year-old Moroccan player on also Ebano Rio is also one player. Maybe I say with me. And yeah, so on.
Okay. All right. So send me kind. I have a perfect trend media podcast. Now World Cup we is here now. So game everyone back to back. And no pay me net senior man. A deal be a friend. Attack Ubiaji. On no pay and Sakan ewa. One my all the analysis. You can share recap of the previous World Cup. Yabeshe new rules are FIFA Ediaba into TV nature and I say ukra phone na one or two blue because some of the rules na banebia na undi and then or the na amai. Watch the top 4 on only favorite pair or no or sha teams are or better pair of wamae we so ya sanso potential friends and talent and na teams so are on be surprise. Yeah Marcasa Nenwa we episode 1. Watch out for the next episode. I still go by the name 21 Cities. Makram. Peace out.